everyone, and welcome to another Transformers review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the knockoff MP44. This is from a company in China, but I don't know which one. I don't know who's done this. Nothing came with the box, nothing came with the figure. I didn't get any instructions, so I can't even show you the instructions and say, oh, it's made by this company, because I don't know who made it. Anyway, before we get into the figure proper, let's have a quick look at what he comes with. So I'm just going to move Prime out of the way for a second, and let's start with, there we go. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what he comes with anyway, because it's the same as the official release minus the trailer. I don't think there was anything else they cut out. Oh yeah, Roller and the millionth Spike figure we've had. Anyway, you get this little damage effect piece that goes on his waist in robot mode, so there's that. You get the obligatory Energon axe. It's quite nicely done, actually. This one does look quite nice. It's usually with knockoff ones you end up with loads and loads of bubbles in the plastic, but this one's actually quite good. Although it does, I noticed when I took it out of the box, because I got this yesterday, and I noticed when I took it out of the box, there's this weird bit in here, I don't know if you can see it, this weird black piece in here, and it almost looks like they've cast a spider in with the plastic. It's just, it looks like it's just legs. I'm going to assume it's a bit of thread, because thinking there's a spider in there. Ugh. Only because I like spiders. You get this this bit of Starscream's intakes that you can put on him in robot mode, and you get Sideswipe's rocket pack, which just clips on in robot mode. Quite nicely done, but as far as I'm aware, it's the same as the original. And we get a really nice Starscream head, which I'm going to see if I can fit on my what is it, BB7 Seeker, because that is a really nice sculpt. Love how he looks there. And then we get the more rounded mask face. Haven't decided which one I like better yet, if it's this one or the other one, the one that comes installed. And battle damage face. Rather nice. And then we get these two effect parts. And these do light up. You can just see that there. You just need to press on the end pieces here. So it's all very nice. So we get those few accessories. Let's bring the main figure back in. Now, I will admit, I don't have the original version of this, and like I said just now, I didn't get any instructions. So for me, the transformation of this was a nightmare. That's why I'm starting off in this mode, because I really didn't want to transform it back into robot mode and then back into truck mode and then back into robot mode again. So you'll have to bear with me on this one. I'm not entirely sure I've got it right in places, because some bits don't really seem to fit in. Nothing really seems to tab in. Like this piece here where there's quite a clear gap. and I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, because I didn't buy the original because I thought £350 was way too much for what we got. So yeah, apologies if this looks mistransformed to you, because I really don't know. So anyway, here we go. Let's have a proper look. So I got this from Shozi, so he put in a little Autobot symbol. So that was nice of him. Thanks for that. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. I've forgotten. Chappie at Shozi, thank you for this. I love the way this feels, though. You know how sometimes you get one of those books and it's got like it's not a rubbery cover, but it kind of feels a bit rubbery. It's kind of how this feels, like powder. It's really nice. Anyway, there's quite a bit of chrome, which is interesting because I thought we were doing away with chrome. But anyway, there we go. That's a fingerprint magnet, as you can see. I mean, it's really nice. It's just I'm not sure if I've got it transformed correctly, because nothing seems to sit properly, and I don't think that's a problem with this mould. I think it might be a problem with the mould overall. I'm not sure. Anyway, some nice bits here. And this is all painted detail, so it's really well done. For a knockoff, it's really well done. It's very high quality. More chrome around this side. Oh, and I've just blinded myself with the chrome on this side here. See, again, I can't get this. Every time I try and put this bit in here, it pops out the other side. And then when I push it in this side, as it just doesn't want to go. It just wants to pop back out again. And like I've said, I don't know if that's because I'm doing it wrong. It's also, I must be doing something wrong because it's wobbly. So I don't know what I've done. I'm going to have to go back and see if I can work out what I've done wrong. Let's assume that I've mistransformed him some, because I don't think this grill section is catching as well, and it's not supposed to do that. So let's assume I've mistransformed it, and going on that, it's a nice vehicle mode. If you've got the original, it should be the same. It's a 1-to-1 scale knockoff, so they've not oversized it. It's exactly the same, as far as I'm aware. My issue with it, and I don't know if this is the same on the original, is that nothing seems to tab in. There doesn't seem to be any tabbing points for anything. It all just sort of seems to hold together by friction. I don't know. Anyway, it does have all the same issues as the original one, namely this. What were they thinking? Who at Takara went, yeah, no, that looks really good. We're going to make him look more cartoon accurate, but we're also going to do this. I don't know. Anyway, this bit is also supposed to be down, but when I try and push this down, it pushes all this out. So I've just had to leave it back like that. So overall, the vehicle mode is nice. Like I say, I'm pretty sure I've done something wrong. I need to go and watch a couple more videos. It's popped up there. Every time I try and put something in place, something else pops out of place. So I think on that note, let's do the obligatory comparison with MP10. So there it is. And I will say, I like this one. I like the alt mode better here. I know it's got the small windows. It's about the same size. Let me just pop these out. It's about the same size. There's not much difference in it. I think MP10 might be marginally taller. But I thought the whole point in the reissues, or not, well, yeah, the reissues. You know, because we've been getting the likes of Prowl and who else have we had? We had Sideswipe, Red Alert. They've all done away with the chrome. So I thought that the whole point in this was to get rid of all the chrome and it be more cartoon accurate. But I don't know why Takara decided they didn't want to do that. Anyway, I do like the windows better on this, but again, this sticks out, and this seems to stick out on all the videos I've looked at, so I don't know if we're all mistransforming it or if that's the way it's meant to be. It does have windscreen wipers moulded in, but they're not painted. Got paint up here on the lights, the same here. What else have we got? Paint in the indicator, I believe those are the indicators there. So that's a bit more extra paint. We do still have the fold out and fold in wing mirrors. Let me see, the stacks are shorter on this one as well, so I'm sure that'll appeal to a lot of people. What else we got? So it's a bit awkward getting them both in. Let's do it this way. Like I say, the chap that shows me threw this in, so I didn't have to get another one of those, so that was good. We are missing the stripe here, which is definitely an improvement, because that did bother me about MP10. I mean, this stripe doesn't want to be here. I know some people like it, but I do prefer the more cartoon accuracy of it not being there, so that's quite nice. I'm having difficulty getting both of these in it because they're both quite long. So see if one can pull the other. No, not like that, Simon. I know how your mind works. Yeah, it's definitely longer. It's got a longer wheelbase for sure. Oh, I tell a lie. It's not longer. It's actually the same. That's strange. It looks longer. I think it must be the way the wheels are placed. Ah, the wheels are smaller. That's why it looks longer, because the wheels are smaller. Okay, I see. Smaller petrol tanks at the side. Much the same detailing on the wheels as far as I can tell. Obviously MP44 is missing some of the moulded details of MP10, going a bit more cartoon accurate, so there will be that. I think the back of MP10 tidies up a lot better. A lot better. You don't have all this kibble around here, you know, like the robot mode petrol tanks just sitting out. And I just don't know what they were thinking. I do have a slight imperfection on this tab here, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because all this just takes away from it. So this tidies up a lot better, in my opinion. And it goes for the back of the cab as well. But then there is a speaker in here, so I understand this. I don't really have an issue with this. That bit's fine. This bit's fine. There is obviously going to be some differences in the top of the cab. There's a slight issue with my MP10. I can't get this bit to sit properly. So yeah, I mean, due to transformation there is going to be that. What else is different? It's the rear lights there. The rear lights do look better on MP44. There's no denying that does look better. It's just the rest of that back end that I think throws it off a bit for me. I think that's it. I think that's about all the differences there. the ones that I can see offhand anyway. So I think that's pretty much covered everything in the truck mode. So bear with me, I'm going to transform him up into his robot mode and I'll be back in about 3 hours. See you shortly. Alright, so here's Prime in his robot mode. Before we take a good look at the figure himself, I'm just going to run down the accessories that we didn't look at before. So I'm just going to move him out of the way a second. So it also comes with this little ditty matrix. It looks okay from this side. That side doesn't look so good. It's not properly seated, that piece in the middle there, I don't think. I don't know if there's any way of fixing that. But here it is with MP10. MP10's matrix, I should say. Get them to both focus at the same time. Yeah. I believe it's the same mould. It looks the same. See there, you can see the way that one just sort of juts out a bit. It's okay, it's fine if you put it that way around. It looks okay. So there's that. And then here's his blaster. There we go, it's quite a nice one. That's, here it is with MP10's blaster. So you can see it's quite a bit larger. It's more screen accurate as well. And just like MP10's, this blaster can fold up. Come on, focus. Camera doesn't want to focus now, there we go. Just folds in half like that. There we go. I'm not sure where that's supposed to store. Or if it's supposed to store at all, I don't know. But I mean, it's definitely better than MP10's because it doesn't just keep randomly folding up, which is always nice. So I always found this one to be just sort of, every time you see, not folding up, sorry, unfolding. Every time you wanted to clip it in, it never stays for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with it. I think it's something to do with this. Anyway, whatever. So there's those bits. As we bring Prime back in. Just like MP10, it goes in his chest here. The matrix. Not the blaster. That would look really weird. And that bit goes down, and then you just pull the windows over. It's supposed to tab in there. We can get that in. There we go. There we go. That's that done now then. Right. So let's have a quick look at the other accessories on him. So this, I believe, just clips on over here. So you can hear it. It set off his sounds, which we'll get to shortly. So there's that. I'm probably not going to use that myself. Like I say, I didn't get instructions, so I'm not 100% sure how this goes on. I think it's supposed to clip in just this piece here, and I think it's meant to clip on there. 100% sure. I will try and find out where that goes and take a picture of it at the end, because I'm not sure where it goes right now. Sorry about that. I'm just going to move my camera a little bit. There we go. Right. And then this little battle damage piece just clips in. See, there's a groove here, and then there's a tab on the back here, and that just pops in there like that. So you can do that. And I believe if you want to change the head, you have to unscrew the back of it. So forgive me for not doing that, but yeah, general idea of what it looks like there. That looks really weird. Oh, dropped it. Anyway, so there's that, and here's the other head. Give a general idea of what that looks like. I'm still not sure which one I like best. And if you want to put his axe on, you can put it on either hand. All you need to do is just clips off. There's a little bar here and a clip here, and that means that you can then just clip on the Energon axe. Those wrists are really squeaky, but we'll get to that. And he can do that one scene at the Sherman Falls Dam. Right, there you go. Let's put that hand back on. Right, now, I did have a couple of issues during transformation. There's a small peg in his foot that holds on. Sorry, I never thought to show it. It's just a small peg, and it's not held in properly. And when I was rotating some of his foot junk, it just popped off. So mind that, beware of that. It didn't break, it just came out, so it just needs a bit of resin, I think, just to pop it back in. I did have a slight issue with the backpack while I was trying to get it back in place, but it got there eventually. So it wasn't too bad. It was okay for the most part. So right, okay then, let's do a rundown of the articulation. I'm just going to raise up a bit here. Now this is pretty much the same whether you've got the original or the knockoff. So his head is on a ball joint, so you can rotate it all the way around. You can look up about that far, but it does move on a secondary joint. It doesn't move any further up. He can look forward. If you use that secondary joint, he can look forward quite a lot. If not, he doesn't really look forward much at all. Can do ever so slightly side to side, so you can have a bit of that. He's got some nice ratchet joints on his arm, go up and down, all the way around. Upper arm, nice, nearly all the way up, double joint there on his elbow. That's quite nice. And we've got wrist rotation. This is really stiff. Oh, this is the peg. This peg that he's got here on the inside of his hand. If the camera will focus. There's one of these in his leg, and it just popped out. So just be aware when you're doing the legs that might happen. It just went straight back in, but it's gonna need gluing in. Fingers, he's got. It's really difficult to. It's quite a big box, so I'm trying to do it over the camera. So it's got a thumb articulation there. It's got finger, index finger, got 2 joints. These 3 are all one combined piece rather, and at least that doesn't come off. He does have quite some waist rotation, and he does have a nice ab crunch there, so we can look down at Spike or Bumblebee. And then he still retains the interesting joint here that Takara used, so as you bring the leg up it pushes this skirt piece backwards. The only thing I've found with mine is when you bring it back it gets stuck, so you might need to push it back into place there. I'm not sure if that's the same on that leg, so look. So it's there. Let me bring it. Yeah, it gets a little bit stuck that side as well. You can go out to the side. He does have upper thigh rotation. Nice deep double bend at the knee. And again, this piece slides out of the way. I believe the Takara version had some issue with the knee. It doesn't seem to be on this one. I don't seem to have any problems with the knee joint there. And then this whole foot section here is a bit of a block basically, but you do have ankle tiltage and a foot moves up and down. So you get a good amount of articulation. So yeah, he's really nicely articulated, just like the original. I have found with mine, like I say, this joint is very stiff. All the other joints do seem to be very tight, and not to the point where you can't move them at all, but definitely to a point where you have to be careful with them, so bear that in mind. It is mostly just this wrist section. I do have this problem, my knee sections keep coming apart. Yes, this wrist section is very tight. The other thing I found was quite tight was during transformation into truck mode. You have to move this flap and you have to bring it out. And the first time I did that, I was really worried because I thought it was going to snap off this hinge. Be careful with it, is all I'm saying. It's doable, it won't break, but if you force it, it might. Right, so having looked at the articulation, let's have a look at that head sculpt a little bit closer. My ear pieces here, or the antenna pieces, are a little bit curved, as you can see. Oh, it's not too bad, but it's there. It's a nice face sculpt. So there. Right, this is the fun bit. He does have sounds. Now, I believe in the original, he just had Japanese voice clips, but in this Chinese knockoff version, he has Chinese and original English Peter Cullen clips. So you've heard him go off, and he did keep going off as I was transforming him as well, so that was fun. I'm trying to get him near the camera so you can hear. He takes 3 LR44 batteries. He doesn't come with those. Oddly, he does come with the batteries and the light, the blast effects, but it doesn't come with the LR44s. It's something to do with Chinese customs, I imagine. There is a switch on this side, just here. You push it, and it's awkward to get to, and I've only got small hands. You push it down to turn it off, and up to turn it on, and then the button to activate the sounds is just here. So let's see if turning it off and on again resets it. It does. So that's the Chinese. I'm not going to go through the Chinese ones, I'll just go through the English. So to get to the English you have to press it and hold it. And that lets you know that you're now in English. And I think I counted 10 sound clips, so let's just quickly run through them.
We are called Autobots. I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. Prime to Autobots. Autobots transform. Autobots attack. Guess again, Megatron. Do you heal? Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. One shall stand, one shall fall,
Still get shivers with that.
and use the power of the Matrix to light our darkest hour.
Don't I still want to cry at that? You never change, do you?
Until that day,
I always have to skip that on the soundtrack, the death of Optimus Prime. I always have to skip that because I can't bear it. But anyway, there you go, those are the sounds that he makes. I am going to turn it off because, like I said, I kept knocking it. So just in case I knock it again for the rest of this review. I'm not sure there's much more I need to tell you about this guy. Let's bring in MP10. I'll tell you what, let me give him his rifle first. This is the same as all the others. It's just that slot in the palm of his hand. Doesn't hold in massively well, but then to be honest, I've never really found that any of these do. And they always give me trouble. I don't know why. Oh, it's popped out again. It's because I'm doing it on camera, isn't it? Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's get your rifle. Okay, so let's just put him there. And let's bring in MP10. So, oh, I've mistransformed MP10. I haven't finished it. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, he is actually slightly taller. He's about a head taller than MP10, which I wasn't expecting. I thought they were the same height. So yeah, no, he is. Yeah, he is definitely taller. Yeah. My MP10 is the Western Toys R Us version. I never got the Takara version. I was always meaning to, but I never got round to it. And he does have that problem where his index finger keeps popping off, so at least this doesn't have that. So there we go with that. And if for some reason you don't have MP10, here is my Sound Siege Wave. Sound Siege Wave! It's been a long day. Siege Sound Wave. It is, it's that time of night. So there you go. Yeah, get an idea of the size there. I think that's about it. I don't think I have much more to talk about with this guy. Honestly, I'm really happy with him. I think he's a really good figure. He does everything that the Takara version does, but at a fraction of the price. Now I will admit that I really didn't care for the trailer because I bought the version, the MP10 version with the trailer, and it's just been sat in a box since I bought it, and that was when I moved here, so about 7 years ago. So when they said that this guy was coming with a trailer, I thought I just don't care because it's going to sit in a box. I don't have room to display trailers. So when I saw this one coming out with less gubbins, I thought, yeah, I'll wait for that. So I'm glad I did, really, because the 350 quid is a lot of money. And if you've seen any of my other reviews, you'll see that Transformers isn't the only line I collect, and it's certainly not the only premium line that I collect. So I really didn't want to drop that much cash on a Transformer that I was never going to use the trailer for. And to be honest, now that he's in robot mode, he's probably never going back into truck mode, at least until I move. I'll probably do it then, but I'm not looking forward to it. So yeah, I mean, he was, with the exchange rate, he worked out about £75, which is a massive saving. So if you're looking to get one of these, or if you're looking to replace your MP10, then if you don't want the trailer and you don't really care about the millionth spike figure we've got, I would recommend this one definitely over the Takara one. As far as I can tell, it's a quality product. Those couple of issues aside, he's solid. All his joints are tight. He's got some weight to him as well. He's a hefty bot. He doesn't feel cheap. You know, with some knockoffs you get them and it feels cheap. This one doesn't feel cheap. He feels quality. So for the price, I would recommend this one for sure. I mean, it does have a couple of issues here where a slight issue keeping those legs together there, but that's probably, I've just mistransformed it probably. So yeah, I think I've covered everything. Knowing me, I have forgotten something, but I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll keep an eye and see if I can answer any questions you might have. I will swap these heads over. I need to get a screwdriver, I think. I'll swap them over and take some pictures with the alternate heads on, and then you can have a look at those at the end of the video. And I think that's everything. So I'm sorry this one's been quite long, but there's been quite a lot to cover. I hope I've answered any questions and that you've enjoyed watching this review, and I will see you in the next one. So thank you very much and goodbye.
Fingers on plastic.